Skateboarding? Skateboarding is dumb. Jack Skaters just basically said that skateboarding is the fart jokes of hobbies. I'm out here, 34 years old, on a Friday afternoon. I'm out here in a parking lot by myself with a curb and a toy. Basically, that's what a skateboard is. It's a wooden toy with some wheels on it, and I'm out here trying to ride around and learn tricks. Skateboarding is kind of silly if you think about it. Now, if you've been watching my last few videos, you'll know that I've been prepping these curbs. They should be ready to skate today. This is just a random business's parking lot that's usually closed on the weekend. And I'm out here rubbing these curbs with a candle. Skateboarding's so weird, but also awesome. Got some new shoes today. It's a little bit crisp. This is the kind of weather where you start off a little bit cool in a short sleeve shirt, but it's like way too warm in a hoodie. Which means once I start skating and once I start moving, it's gonna be feeling real nice. Just filming myself rubbing wax against a parking lot curb. Think about how silly I look right now to anybody who doesn't know anything about skateboarding and is watching me. Oh, that one's gonna slide for sure. This one's gonna slide too. It's just gonna take a little more work. All right, I kind of have a feeling that second curb is gonna be like ice. I don't know that I've ever skated anything that waxed. That was kind of awesome. Oh! All right, let's see how this one feels. There's no way it's gonna feel as slick as what that just felt like. Oh yeah. Yeah, that one's not skatable yet. Oh my gosh, that's actually kind of scary. Ah! This is first try heel flip. Yes, sir. First try kick flip. No way. Nope. Ooh, we're going too slow. Super slow. Oh. I'm slowing down too much. Skateboarding is dumb. Learning just the basics, the basic tricks. It takes weeks, months, a long time. An ollie, for example. That ollie felt weird. I've been skating years, and even an ollie doesn't always go as I plan. The best two examples for me, this trick right here. A pop shove it. When I started skating again as an adult, I probably spent 6 months trying to get pop shove it's consistent. And that is among all the tricks where the board is doing something under your feet. A pop shove it is the most basic of those tricks. And I think it took me 6 months to get that decent. And then you see right there, I've been skating for years. I still miss them all the time. Even the basics take a long time. People spend a long time just learning an ollie. Golf, it's difficult, very difficult sport. I'm not trying to say it's not difficult, but just learning how to hit the ball. You could walk out and in one day you can make the club hit the ball and you can make the ball go in that direction. Are you going to hit the fairway? Probably not. Is the ball going to go far? Probably not. maybe that's a bad example, but soccer, another incredibly challenging sport, but you can learn the basics of running, kicking, passing. You might not do it well, but you can at least do the basics your first day trying it out. Skateboarding, on the other hand, the first day you try skateboarding, you're barely going to be able to stand on the board. The basics are tough. It takes forever to learn. So unless you're willing to put in that time and that energy, skateboarding might not be for you, and you might think skateboarding is dumb. Another one to prove my point, 180s. It's a foundational trick, and I've been skateboarding for years now. Not every day, sometimes not every week, but 180s even still to this day are tough for me. Oh, almost landed it first try. Skateboarding's not easy. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm an average skater. If you've watched the channel at any point in time, you will know this by now, but I'm super, super average. But even for someone who's average, the fact that I've just tried 5 180s in a row, and I've missed them all, that tells you something. Skateboarding's dumb. It's dumb. What are we doing? Ah! I was okay with missing like 2 or 3 of them. Now we gotta actually land it. Come on now. There we go. Tell me this skate spot doesn't have the potential to be super sick though. I mean, we've got curb, all just like these gorgeous untouched curbs that I'm now making not gorgeous. I'm waxing them up and sliding and grinding on them and getting my paint all over them, which is kind of sick. Should we try to see if it can grind a little bit too? Okay, yeah, for sure it can grind. This is a new curb here. It needs to be broken in. It needs to understand what its job is. Your job is to be slidable, to be a great surface for me to do tricks on. This one actually, with enough wax, will probably be sliding today as well. Oh. Let's get a kickflip. Right here. Oh! Landed it. Barely. 2 in a row. Nope. So I can do front shoves. I've landed front shoves. Haven't done them in a while. It's another reason why skateboarding's so dumb. You know the phrase? It's like riding a bike. You hop back on, you can do all the things you used to be able to do. Skateboarding is not like riding a bike. Skateboarding, even a trick I know that I know how to do, haven't done it in a while, and I completely lose the trick. Oh, okay, maybe we got it though. But you ignore some tricks for a little while, and you lose them. And it takes a little bit to get them back. At least for an average skater like me. I'm not talking about the pros. I'm not talking about people who, skate every day and maybe they haven't done a varial flip in like a year, but they've done trade flips and they've done all these other stuff. Maybe for them they could land a varial flip first try, or whatever trick they're trying to do. But for an average skater like me, you neglect your tricks, and you almost, sometimes it feels like you almost have to relearn them from scratch. Skateboarding can be so dumb. Ah! Almost. Yeah. Yeah. Was it clean? No. You know what else is dumb in skateboarding? When really, really talented skaters work like all day to land a trick, and then they land it like super clean, but maybe not exactly how they wanted to land it. And then they're like, nope, got to do it again. That's so annoying as an average skater. Just sitting there being like, I wish I could do that. I wish I could do something even decent to that. And you're complaining that you don't like the way that it looked when you did it. Dumb, 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 dumb. Oh. If we want to talk about how dumb skateboarding is, do not get me started on pebbles. Do I add more lacquer, or do I keep trying to break it in? That's the question. Feels like it should. More speed. Actually, you know what? We're going to just do what I know will work, which is add another layer of lacquer on it before I leave. And we're going to switch to the good curb. Let's talk about one more reason. One more reason why skateboarding is so dumb. And that's the fact that you could get hurt. And I know this is going to be a simple ollie over a curb. Then I might try to do some other tricks over the curb. But this is something that always scares me, that I might get hurt, is when I try to ollie over stuff. Because the back truck can hang up on it. You can get pitched and fall. And I've had that happen. Ask me how I know. I've had that happen. So skateboarding is kind of dumb. You can fall and you can get hurt. Ah! Especially once we start adding speed into what we're doing. You can get hurt and miss work. You work a job, you're supporting a family, and getting hurt and missing work, it's not a good thing. In that case, skateboarding might for real be dumb. Yeah, we're in our 30s. Our bodies aren't what they used to be when they were 18 to 20. So getting hurt is a real risk. So for some people, skateboarding might be too dumb in that case. This like legitimately scares me right here. This is why I'm wearing a helmet today. Well, I'm wearing a helmet to normalize helmet wearing in skateboarding, but to avoid getting hurt. Ow. Speaking of getting hurt, ow. The board landed on the back of my heel. The problem is I'm comfortable with heel flips. I'm not super comfortable with landing them at speed. But I think that's all I need right there. I think that would have been enough to get over. This has been kind of like a dream of mine, is to be able to do flip tricks over a curb. I don't know why, it's so simple, but oh. Dang it. Here's another reason why skateboarding is dumb. Everyone says to land tricks, all you have to do is skate faster. Well, skating faster is scary, which then adds fear, which makes it harder to land tricks. As an average skater, rolling at a speed you're uncomfortable with, then trying to pop and do a trick and land back on the board, that's hard. So everybody keeps telling me, go faster, go faster, go faster. It ain't easy. It's not so simple. It is what I need to do, though. They're not wrong. The advice is correct. It's just harder than it appears. Way too slow. Oh, that's what I need. Oh. Oh, okay. Oh, I kind of feel like I could do it. But fear is in the way right now. Fear is the mind killer. I actually think about that a lot with skating. So if you don't know that reference, Dune, fear is the mind killer. I think about that with like a lot of my worst falls have happened almost because I'm scared of something, because I don't fully commit to it. Fear is the mind killer. Skateboarding's dumb. Oh, that wouldn't have been fast enough to go over. All right, we're going to come back to that. Have I mentioned pebbles yet? Pebbles suck. Skateboarding's dumb. Oh. Okay. There we go. Another reason skateboarding's dumb is if you're not at a street spot like me, you're going to be going to the skate park. Or your driveway, I guess. Or whatever. If you're at the skate park and you're like me in your 30s, it's not uncommon for you to be the only person your age at the skate park and a bunch of 10-year-olds, 12-year-olds. Oh. And then the parents sit there and ask, hey, which one's your kid? Oh, no, none of them are my kid. I'm just here skating. Grown man. That's changing a lot more nowadays, to be fair. It's a lot more common much more common for dudes like us to be skating at the skate park. The weirdest thing just happened. I don't know if you can see in the background. There's this white pickup truck that just pulled up, and two guys with high visibility chutes on, and they just ran into that abandoned building behind me that's fallen over. Maybe to get some pipe or metal or something like that. I don't know. Skate parks are changing nowadays. Lots more grown adults at skate parks, but sometimes you find yourself and it's you and a bunch of kids hanging out. And that's not necessarily dumb, but it can feel silly sometimes. Oh! Oh, that was a good one. The tricky part is I come off the curb and that next curb is right there. And I gotta find my way to skirt around it. All right, one more nose slide. Then I feel like you've seen enough nose slides. Although this approach angle, which you can't see in the camera, is kind of throwing me off. It's another thing that's dumb about skateboarding, is every spot you skate, it's a little bit different, and a trick can feel normal at one spot. Then you go to a new spot, and your approach angle has to change, and now it feels like a completely new trick. There we go. No pop heel flip, baby. But I also wanted to show sketchy truck in the background. Very strange. I thought they were pulling up to talk to me because they like drove straight over a curb, like off-roaded to get into that parking spot. The slowest of nose slides. Now, another thing about skateboarding is when you're average, when you're just okay at skateboarding, when you're just okay at skateboarding and all you can do is nose slides and board slides and repeat the same tricks over and over again, you start to feel self-conscious about your skating. You start to feel like you're not good enough. And that's kind of dumb. For you to be very good at skateboarding, you know how much time it takes to be very good at skateboarding? Let's try and see if we can slappy 50-50. Skate almost every day. They have skated since they were probably 12 years old and have never stopped skating. Or they've only taken small breaks in their lives from skating. And then we, as average people, for me, I picked up skating in my mid-20s after skating in middle school. Never skated in high school, never skated in college. And I can skate like once a week-ish with my daily life and my daily schedule. For me to compare myself to these guys who have skated every day of their life, who skate all the time, that would be pretty dumb, wouldn't it? And yet, is that not what we do as skaters all the time? We show up and we're like, oh man, I was the worst person at the skate park. Okay, well those dudes just spent more time skateboarding. Or, wow, at this point I should really know how to slappy 50-50 a lot better than this. Well, it's not an easy trick for someone who is average and doesn't skate every day, so it's a dumb thing we do as skaters. First try, no slide, shove it out. One style of skateboarding that I'm really into, it's definitely like those dudes who are out here just shredding on curbs. There's a YouTube channel, Robbie Rodriguez, East Coast Curb Killer, I think was his old name. Look him up. What was I saying? Oh, you may be wondering why I'm talking about how dumb and how silly skating is. There are things that are silly about skateboarding for sure. But I think once we recognize how silly skating is, how silly it is to compare ourselves to pro skaters, how silly it is to compare ourselves to dudes who never stop skating their whole lives, to go to the skate park and feel embarrassed about the skill level we're at. Once we realize that at the end of the day, we're skating on a little toy in an empty parking lot on a curb that we poured lacquer from Home Depot on. Once we realize how silly that is, I think it frees us up to not take it so serious. Oh, interesting. That chipped away all the way through the lacquer on my very first time that the trucks touched the curb. So I don't know if I'm going to need to like lacquer this more regularly. Let me know for those of you that have prepped curbs before. Is it normal for it to chip away the lacquer that quick? Because I put two good thick layers of lacquer. But once we realize how silly skating is, once we realize that at the end of the day, we're grown men playing with a toy in an empty parking lot, it makes it easier to enjoy skateboarding. It makes it easier to have fun, to be free. To not stress about the fact that I've taken months trying to learn slappy 50-50s and I am still trash at them. Ooh. Sometimes things that are dumb are fun. For example, fart jokes. We can all agree fart jokes are dumb, but I guarantee you, next day I go in to teach, I'm a middle school teacher, you know. Next day I go in to teach, the kid says a fart joke in class. I promise you, it'll take every ounce of my body to not laugh at it. So, are fart jokes dumb? Yes. Are they hilarious? Yes. Is skateboarding dumb? Kind of. Is skateboarding awesome? Yes. Jack Skaters just basically said that skateboarding is the fart jokes of hobbies. I don't think my dudes in the pickup got anything because they came out empty-handed. Let me know, because it's definitely chipping below the lacquer. Let me know if this is the kind of thing where, like, when you do grinds and stuff, if it chips away through the lacquer, and then I just have to come in and, like, add more lacquer later. Oh, oh. Okay, there we go. I'm going to alternate every other turn. Slappy 50-50, no slide, shove it out. I'm going to try to not leave until I've landed one of them. Let me know in the comments which one you think I'm going to land first. Do you think I got slappy 50-50s or no slide, shove it outs? Oh, that was promising. Oh, okay. No slide, shove it out definitely looked more promising. Oh no. Way too slow. No slide, shove it out, so sick, but also kind of dumb. Kind of dumb because we call it a shove it out, but my body rotates and the board kind of stays where it is. So it's not really a shove it. It's more of a body varial. Oh, that was promising. It definitely feels like this curb is sliding way better than it is grinding. Let me know, curb experts, what I need to do, because if I just add more lacquer, isn't that also just going to chip away? Like, I feel like in this case, wax might be better because won't the wax soak in a little more? Thinking about getting slightly looser bushings maybe for these thunders. Dang. I do think I might be able to get the nose slide showed out real soon. Yes, sir. Nose slide. Shove it out for the win. Oh, okay, we gotta keep going until we don't land a trick. Ow! Alright, that's all. That was a fun session. Skateboarding's not really dumb. Skateboarding is kind of awesome. But part of the reason it's awesome is because it's a little bit silly. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in the next one. Peace.